Hello, beautiful souls. Venus, planet of love and beauty, has just moved into the constellation of Libra and will be there until early December. This is a short transit. I thought I'd give you an excerpt from The Venus Frequency, a guide for modern mystics, my new book coming out early in 2026. This is Venus in Libra. Venus in Libra is the light between two worlds. She is the presence that allows opposites to exist without conflict. The artist of harmony, the weaver of bridges. In Libra, Venus does not choose one side over the other. She listens, she balances, and she reflects. This is the placement of relational intelligence, sacred witnessing, and creative diplomacy. Venus in Libra loves not by taking sides, but by holding space. She creates beauty from tension and grace, and from contrast. The transition from Virgo to Libra is a shift from refinement to resonance. In Virgo, Venus tended the details. In Libra, she brings those details into balance, weaving them into a whole. Virgo sanctifies through discernment, and Libra sanctifies through relationship. Where Virgo asked what is worth our care, Libra asks how care can be shared. In Libra, Venus teaches that love is not always agreement. Sometimes it is balance. Sometimes it is pause. Sometimes it is the willingness to understand a perspective you do not share. Venus in Libra reveals the art of allowing. She forgives, but without forgetting. Listens without absorbing, and sees the sacred design within polarity itself. This Venus is aroused by the flow between creators. She comes alive in co-creation. Her love is not passive, it is dynamic, responsive, and elegant. This placement carries the gift of aesthetic wisdom. Venus in Libra creates peace, not to avoid conflict, but to create a space where beauty can thrive. And her pleasure is symmetry. Her creativity is refinement. She finds satisfaction in alignment. And her joy often arises through relational equilibrium, through the sense of being mirrored and seen. When blocked, Venus in Libra may collapse into people-pleasing. She may represent truth to avoid disapproval or feel judged simply for existing. The fear of rejection can cloud her light, and guilt or self-doubt may cause her to lose her own reflection in the mirror she holds for others. Oh, but when aligned, Venus in Libra teaches us how to love without losing ourselves. She shows us how to relate without pretending and how to collaborate without collapsing. She reminds us that balance isn't stagnation, but sacred movement between worlds. If you have Venus in Libra or are living through a Venus in Libra season, you are asked to hold the center. You're being asked to trust the dance and to let love be a mirror, not a verdict. When Venus is direct in Libra, her love flows outward as harmony, beauty, and connection. She seeks balance in relationships, listens with presence, and delights in creating spaces of symmetry and peace. Direct Venus in Libra expresses through elegance, diplomacy, and the art of reflection. This looks easy, but it's the most challenging space for Venus. She thrives on co-creation and comes alive when harmony is restored. When Venus is retrograde in Libra, the scales tilt inward, patterns of imbalance surface, and relationships are tested for authenticity. Retrograde Venus in Libra asks, is this harmony real or is it performance? She reveals where peacekeeping has become people-pleasing and where balance has been maintained at the cost of truth. Old bonds may resurface for reconciliation or release. In this cycle, love is stripped of illusion, and beauty becomes the act of standing whole in the mirror. Direct Venus in Libra balances outwardly, and retrograde Venus in Libra reconciles inwardly. Together, they remind us that harmony is not avoidance. It is the living dance between truth and grace. But there are two mirrors of Libra. When Venus rises after the sun, she is the evening star. In Libra, this Venus lights the way through cooperation. She initiates relationship with grace and magnetism. Evening star Venus in Libra is drawn to collaboration, connection, and new creative partnerships. Her presence is disarming, and her affections are luminous. She shows us the power of beginning again with compassion. When Venus rises before the sun, she is the morning star. In Libra, this Venus has walked through shadow. She knows the cost of imbalance and the pain of perceived judgment. Morning star Venus in Libra creates from the wisdom of reconciliation. Her love is steady, refined, and informed by both sides of the story. She helps us return to the center without shame. And both expressions are sacred. Evening star Venus builds the bridge, and morning star Venus blesses the path. One invites connection, and the other restores harmony. Together, they teach us that balance is a living art.